Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and I'm standing outside my beautiful new house flip we just bought. We're in Greeley, Colorado, and I know a lot of you will think this is a crazy property to buy, but it's actually a lot better than it looks from the inside. I promise. So we'll walk through it. We'll show you what it looks like now, why it was so cheap, and what we plan to do with it. Now, by so cheap, I mean cheap for Colorado, not cheap in the Midwest or South or most other areas, but Colorado is very expensive. The median price for houses in our area is like $440,000 now, something like that. And this house was $185,000. I bought it from the MLS, so I also made a commission when I got it. It's got a giant tree, but it's not in bad shape, and it'll probably be worth just under $300,000 when we're done with it. I know that's crazy, but I've literally seen zero houses for sale under $200,000 the last, 4 or 5 months. And it's extremely hard to find anything under $300,000 that's in decent shape. Now, one thing this house has going against it, the one thing, is it's only got one bedroom. That's a massive detraction and makes it very, very hard to sell. But we've bought one bedrooms before, and every single time we bought a one bedroom, we had a way to add a bedroom. So this house also has that as well. It will not stay a one bedroom because one bedrooms are extremely hard to sell. And when I say that almost no houses sell below $200,000, the ones that do are usually one bedrooms. And the ones that are fixed up and nice that sell below $300,000 are usually one bedrooms as well. Now the hardwood isn't awful, but it's got that huge patch there, so I don't know if we can save the hardwood or not. It actually has some new windows. The walls aren't bad. The inside's not bad. It's not that dirty. Like I said, the outside is rough, but the inside really isn't awful. Now the kitchen's kind of awful, but we can fix that. It's got the stove there, which is kind of weird, and fridge over there. It really needs a uniform kitchen, kind of maybe an L-shaped with a little eating area in here. That would make it much more usable. Maybe we'll put in a stackable washer and dryer on that back wall. We might take out that window so there's more space as well. There's quite a few things here we can do to make it way, way, way better. And Nikki and I, my project manager, were talking about that, going over different ideas. One thing this house doesn't have either that's a little tricky, there's no coat closet. There's no real linen closet. So that makes it a little tough, but we'll figure something out. All right, so that first room is a living room, and then you've got like a second living room. So this is not the bedroom. So this obviously could be made into a bedroom. Now, it's actually a good-sized room. It won't, be awful. It'll have a window. It'll have a decent-sized closet, but it's going to have a weird long hallway. We'll show you here in a second. Obviously, it needs some work on the walls there. And the window back here is very ugly. We might just take that out. Obviously, it needs some work there too. But it's a good-sized closet. And so we'll put a closet in here and then have a hallway. Not sure how long the hallway will be between the two rooms, because that's your bedroom right there on the right. And you can see they used to have a wall there before, and it was pretty tight with their hallway. But even with a hallway there, it's still going to be a decent-sized room. Now, of course, the floor plan could be better. It's not ideal to have a giant hallway in an already tiny house, but you've got to work with what you've got. And we are not fans of completely gutting everything and rebuilding the house from scratch. That rarely works out. It costs so much money, and you usually will not get that money back. The door is actually a really nice, solid core door. I was surprised to find that there. So one good thing. Another amazing feature this house has is vaulted ceilings. I'm not sure if you can tell, but that bathroom and this bedroom both have vaulted ceilings, so that can definitely add some value to the home. But in all seriousness, it does have a good-sized closet in this bedroom too. So the house has got big closets, and hopefully that will sell the house once we're all done with it, because that's way more important than the bedroom size or kitchen size, things like that. Not big at all, but we have sold many small houses before, And actually, we've done pretty well with small houses. The nice thing about small houses and starter homes like this is there's tons of people looking, it's going to be one of the most affordable homes you can find. And so they're usually pretty easy to sell. They actually sell very quick. It's just trying to get them finished and done in a reasonable manner. Don't know what this is. I guess this is where you lock your children when they are not good outside. I kind of had the idea of making that a pantry or closet for the inside. I'm not sure Nikki liked that idea as much. And we don't need any grass because we do have that AstroTurf right there, which I think is enough for this whole yard. But no, in a yard like this, I mean, we could spend $10,000, $15,000 on landscaping, putting in a sprinkler system, grass, all that stuff. So what we'll do, we will mow it. And we may try and keep it green, we may not. But we'll let the new homeowners put in a yard, do what they want to do. It just doesn't make sense for us to do it. And that's why builders rarely put in yards too, just because they're very expensive. And people, honestly, it's not one of the most important things for them. And a lot of people think they can do yard work themselves, which they can. It's just a lot of times a lot harder than they think it is. Now, I showed a short of this video or this basement before. The agent actually was counting this as square footage in the listing. Now, once I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that counts. Especially since I can't stand up down here and I'm 6'1". Maybe 6'1.5". I said I was 6'1.5" the other day, and someone said that means I'm really 6'1", and I'm lying. But if I was in the NBA, I would be like 6'3". But anyway, the basement isn't awful. The drain pipes have been redone. There's copper pipes throughout most of it, although some weird piping going to a water softener there. The wiring is modern and newer. The house is actually really level. There's no real foundation cracks if you close your eyes enough. No. The foundation has that exterior part kind of peeling off there, but the foundation itself is in good shape. There are some cracks in that slab. I almost wonder if this basement was added later or something. It's kind of weird. Or the other basement was added later. This house could have had an addition too. I mean, it's so huge. Of course, someone probably added on over the years. But look, the HVAC is even pretty decent too. So if you look at the core and the major systems of this house, it actually has a lot going for it. It's got a newer roof. HVAC is pretty good. Electrical is pretty good. Plumbing's pretty good. Some of the windows, in fact, most of the windows are actually new. It's just really, really ugly because of the paint, kitchen, and having one bedroom. It's actually kind of the perfect flip where the really expensive stuff is mostly done, and you want a 2-foot tall step that in case someone tries to break into your basement, then they trip and fall down. It's a great security system, although you might get sued the way society's going right now. Anyway, that's the house. We'll start working on it here pretty soon. It's really not that bad. I know it's really ugly on the outside, and that scares off a lot of people, but this is the type of flip I love to do. It won't be, a record-setting profit maker by any means, but it should be pretty quick and easy. And we're actually buying another flip this week too, which is much newer. I'm sure much more the style of a lot of people who prefer newer houses. We have 3-car garages and more than one bedroom. But this one I think will be okay too. I didn't mention it, but that also probably qualifies as a murder room too in the basement. For those of you who missed, we used to have murder rooms in a lot of our houses, and I really haven't gotten any yet. So that's really the real reason I bought this house, is because it's got an okay murder room. It wasn't as creepy as it could have been. All right, we'll have many updates on this house. Stick around, and of course we'll have updates on the other laundromats, flips, rentals, all of that too.